Learning Outcome 3, Prepare a business model and present a business sales plan. Key lesson objectives. Develop business models. Understand about business model and the strategy. Identify key success factors to monitor the plans. Understand finances for a development strategy. Understand to develop a business sales plan. Develop business models. To develop an effective business model for your company, draw a picture that establishes a structure so your employees can produce products or services for customers in a profitable way. A business model typically includes a description of your customers, how customers use your product, how you distribute your product, and details about how you promote your business. The model also describes key operational tasks, staffing and other resource requirements, as well as details about how business is conducted. A business model describes your business using visual images, typically on a single page, while a business plan describes your business in a more lengthy document. 1. Collect information about your business and analyze it so that you can create a visual description of your company. Keep your business model simple. 2. Define your target market. Summarize how you plan to attract customers who allow you to charge a profitable price for your company's products or services. Successful business models tend to require minimal marketing expenses by targeting the right population. These customers may also be resellers or distributors of your product. 3. Establish your value proposition. An effective business model relies on clear definition of valuable features and benefits associated with your product or service. Show how your company intends to get or maintain a competitive advantage, such as through better distribution, more innovative solutions to customer problems, lower pricing, or faster delivery. 4. Describe how you intend to run your business more efficiently and produce higher quality products than your competition. For example, identify opportunities to manufacture products overseas or to use improved technology or processes. Streamline your sales and support operations. Implement quality management systems, such as Six Sigma, as part of your business model to reduce defects, improve quality, and decrease costs. 5. Use the resources provided by websites to get data on industry standards that may impact your business operations. 6. State your strategy for ensuring customer satisfaction. Operations with extensive technical support and customer service tend to incur high warranty costs but maintain high levels of customer satisfaction, retention, and loyalty. Depending on your strategic goals, establishing partnerships with other service providers may be a more cost-effective way to conduct business. 7. Describe how you intend to improve your market position. For example, list ways you can locate new customers, add new products, or expand your business in other ways. Potential investors typically want to see details about projected growth in your business model and associated plan. Estimate the return on investment. Use the resources provided by the relevant website to locate details about the overall outlook for your industry. Business model and the strategy. A business model articulates the logic, the data, and other evidence that support a value proposition for the customer, and a viable structure of revenues and costs for the enterprise delivering that value. In short, it's about the benefit the enterprise will deliver to customers, how it will organize to do so, and how it will capture a portion of the value that it delivers. A good business model will provide considerable value to the customer and collect, for the developer or implementer of the business model, a viable portion of this in revenues. But developing a successful business model, no matter how novel, is insufficient in and of itself to assure competitive advantage. Once implemented, the gross elements of business models are often quite transparent and, in principle, easy to imitate. Indeed, it is usually just a matter of a few years, if not months, before an evidently successful new business model elicits imitative efforts. In practice, successful business models very often become, to some degree, shared by multiple competitors. A business model is more generic than a business strategy. Coupling strategy analysis with business model analysis is necessary in order to protect whatever competitive advantage results from the design and implementation of new business models. Selecting a business strategy is a more granular exercise than designing a business model. Coupling competitive strategy analysis to business model design requires segmenting the market, creating a value proposition for each segment, setting up the apparatus to deliver that value, and then figuring out various isolating mechanisms that can be used to prevent the business model/strategy from being undermined through imitation by competitors or disintermediation by customers. Sales measures. Sales metrics are data points that represent an individual's, team's, or company's performance. They help track progress toward goals, prepare for future growth, adjust sales compensation, award incentives and bonuses, and identify any strategic issues. Some of the most important metrics for your business to keep track of are: Sales Key Performance Indicators, KPIs. Total revenue, revenue by product or product line, market penetration, percentage of revenue from new business, percentage of revenue from existing customers, cross-selling, upselling, repeat orders, expanded contracts, etc., year-over-year growth, average lifetime value, LTV, of user or customer, revenue by territory, revenue by market, etc. Activity sales metrics. Number of calls made, number of emails sent, number of conversations, number of social media interactions, number of meetings scheduled, number of demos or sales presentations, number of referral requests, number of proposals sent, etc. Pipeline sales metrics. Average length of sales cycle, total open opportunities by month/quarter, by team and by individual, total closed opportunities by month/quarter, by team and by individual, etc. Lead generation sales metrics. Frequency/volume of new opportunities added to the pipeline, average lead response time, percentage of leads followed up with, percentage of leads followed up within target time range, for example, 8 hours, percentage of leads dropped, percentage of qualified leads, customer acquisition cost, CAC, etc. Email sales metrics. Open rate, response rate, engagement rate, link clicks, webinar attendance, video plays, etc., percentage of recipients who move to the next step, etc. Sales productivity metrics. Percentage of time spent on selling activities, percentage of time spent on manual data entry, percentage of time spent creating content. Key success factors. Key success factors, KSF, are the external competitive factors the organization must satisfy to be successful. It is important for managers to understand that competitive strategies will only be effective if they are focused on what is important in the market or the industry's key success factors. The organization must satisfy these external competitive factors if they want to be successful. The key success factors of an industry are identified through the existing supply and demand conditions, the wide technological and socio-cultural aspects and the legal and regulatory framework of the industry. KSFs are applicable to all companies in the industry because all competitors in that market must satisfy the same competitive factors. Identifying key success factors can be tricky. For example, in the e-commerce industry, having a transactional website is not necessarily an industry key success factor because it is part of the nature of the business. However, having a website that is quick to download, effectively designed to support easy navigation, and is secure to make transactions does satisfy key success factors because it ensures effectiveness and competitive performance. Also, a large retailer, in addition to product choice and product availability at competitive prices, ensuring easy access, parking facilities, and providing extra services such as food and beverage and a creche is a relevant key success factor to be competitive in the retail industry. Key success factors: monitoring the plans. The one thing you should never do with a plan is to put it away in a bottom drawer and forget about it until the next time it needs to be revamped. There is a real risk of this, considering that strategic plans are set for a period of 3 to 5 years. A strategic plan should be reviewed by management on regular basis so that it serves as a guide to the decision-making process of management. Strategies can be evaluated for their effectiveness. The impact of significant changes to the business environment can be considered. Strategic plans should not be considered as unchangeable for their stated period. There is every probability that the plan will need amending from time to time for reasons such as it becomes evident that a particular strategy is already unsuccessful. New and better opportunities become evident. The organization's financial circumstances change. Significant people either arrive or leave the organization. Factors in the external environment change. The organization's management should therefore review the strategic plan on a quarterly basis by measuring the extent to which key performance indicators have been achieved. A short report, perhaps one page, that tables progress made, can be presented to the management committee or board to facilitate the process. If the existing plan becomes unworkable in any significant way, a new plan should be formulated. It may not be necessary to go through all the steps taken to prepare the existing plan, simply that goals, objectives, and strategies need to be amended or removed. Key questions to ask while monitoring and evaluating the plan. Are the goals and objectives being achieved or not? If they are, then acknowledge, reward and communicate the progress. If not, then consider the following questions. Will the goals be achieved according to the timelines specified in the plan? If not, then why? Should the deadlines for completion be changed? Be careful about making these changes. Know why efforts are behind schedule before times are changed. Do personnel have adequate resources, money, equipment, facilities, training, etc., to achieve the goals? Are the goals and objectives still realistic? Should priorities be changed to put more focus on achieving the goals? Should the goals be changed? Be careful about making these changes. Know why efforts are not achieving the goals before changing the goals. What can be learned from our monitoring and evaluation in order to improve future planning activities and also to improve future monitoring and evaluation efforts? Frequency of monitoring and evaluation. The frequency of reviews depends on the nature of the organization and the environment in which it's operating. Organizations experiencing rapid change from inside and/or outside the organization may want to monitor implementation of the plan at least on a monthly basis. Boards of directors should see status of implementation at least on a quarterly basis. Chief executives should see status at least on a monthly basis. Reporting results of monitoring and evaluation. Always write down the status reports. In the reports, describe 1. Answers to the key questions while monitoring strategic plan. 2. Trends regarding the progress, or lack thereof, toward goals, including which goals and objectives. 3. Recommendations about the status. 4. Any actions needed by management. Deviating from plan. It is okay to deviate from the plan. The plan is only a guideline, not a strict roadmap which must be followed. Usually the organization ends up changing its direction somewhat as it proceeds through the coming years. Changes in the plan usually result from changes in the organization's external environment and/or client needs result in different organizational goals, changes in the availability of resources to carry out the original plan, etc. The most important aspect of deviating from the plan is knowing why you're deviating from the plan, i.e., having a solid understanding of what's going on and why. For an example, you have planned to open 3 new outlets during the next financial year, however due to a disaster that took place within the country the sales didn't happen as much as you thought during the current financial year and therefore the revenue and profits were not up to the expected level. This brings out that you are unable to open 3 new outlets, however you have sufficient investment for 1 outlet. In that case you could revise the plan to open 1 outlet during the financial year as planned and open the remaining 2 in the 3rd financial year, probably when you cover up the lost income due to the disaster that occurred. Evaluating and monitoring the plans. Key tools/practices to review plans at organizations. Having periodic review dates, business/strategic plans should be reviewed on a regular basis, especially if a business is expanding quickly, experiencing cash flow problems, adding new products or services, or reaching into new markets. Align your review dates with the short-term and long-term goals outlined in the original business plan and conduct a comparative analysis. Depending on your business, this could be a monthly, quarterly, or annual review. Developing a tracking system. If your business plan contains measurable goals, develop a tracking system to assess where you stand regularly. For example, if the plan calls for earning a certain amount of revenue per month, track revenue on a daily or weekly budget to monitor and control the process. This approach allows you to tweak the system if your numbers are far off the mark. Monitor key elements frequently/periodically. Key elements of the business plan include research on your market and competition as well as revenue projections. Each of these elements is subject to rapid change, and you should remain aware of where you stand with regard to these issues. The organization could use relevant KPIs and metrics in the areas that are required to be tested to understand the performance levels. 4. Coordinate business and marketing plans. Business and marketing plans overlap in several ways, so reviewing both documents simultaneously on a regular basis helps you monitor and control the goals and measurements of each plan. If an element of one plan changes dramatically, evaluate the impact it has on the other plan. For example, if your marketing plan calls for you to launch a major media campaign, but your business plan's revenue projections are weak, revise each to stay on track. 5. Make changes when necessary. A business plan is not an unchangeable document. Consider it a fluid plan that can be tweaked and updated as your business changes and grows. Don't cling to elements of your plan that are outdated or no longer useful. For example, if part of your 5-year plan includes moving to a larger facility, but you find after 5 years that your small facility works just fine, revise and update the business plan. Continually review and revise your plan so that you are always looking ahead in 1, 3, and 5-year increments, basing future projections on past performance. Finance for a development strategy. Every company needs a plan for financing its operations over the next several years, reflecting its unique business model. Things to consider are: required outside funding, funding schedule, sources of funds, cost of funds, tax minimization, cash flow from operations, etc. Some ways you can raise the money you need to expand your business are as follows. Bootstrapping. This means financing your company by scraping together any personal funds you can find. In many cases, using the money you have instead of borrowing or raising is a great approach. In fact, some entrepreneurs continue to bootstrap until their business is profitable. This can be beneficial because it means you won't have extensive loans and monthly payments that can weigh you down, and investing some of your own money will usually make investors and lenders more willing to partner with you down the line. Friends and family. If your funds are not enough, you can turn to the people closest to you. This is often a good first step before considering external funding. Family members and friends can be easier to persuade than anonymous lenders because they are less likely to demand stringent repayment terms or high interest rates. Borrowing from friends and family comes with its own set of risks. If the venture fails, or if it takes much longer than anticipated to repay the loan, your relationships can suffer. Angel investors. Angel investors are groups or individuals who invest their own money into other people's businesses. They stand out because they tend to invest in companies at earlier stages of growth and are always on the lookout for the next business to invest in. Many of the biggest tech companies today, including Google and Yahoo, were funded by angel investors. Typically, an angel investor is one who is successful in a particular industry and is looking for new opportunities within that same industry, or other industries. Not only can angel investors offer financing to get your business off the ground, but some may also choose to guide you. They may also leverage their existing contacts within an industry to open doors for your business. Crowdfunding. Over the last decade, the web has become a new source of financing as well. With this, you can get funding from websites where investors can support your business no matter where they are in the world. You will be required to set up a campaign and name a target amount of money you want to raise, as well as create perks for donors who pledge a certain amount of money, such as early access to products, discounts, and so on. You then raise money for the campaign over a specified time. Loans. Loans can be gotten from banks or other financial institutions. This method is one of the oldest, although many do not prefer it. To get loans, you might be required to show that you've started gaining traction and making money, and that a loan would help you earn even more. You may also need to present a well-detailed business plan. Your business financial projections give lenders the details needed to be sure of the income you would have to repay loans, including interests. Usually, bank loans do have legal regulations, which will have to be followed accordingly. New revenue streams. A great way to raise money to grow your business is to seek out new revenue streams beyond your current business model. For instance, if you operate an information technology consulting business, you might want to offer complementary services or products that would also interest your target market. Ultimately, any add-on product or service should be a logical fit with what you already offer. Adding a new revenue stream might be just what you need to bring in extra money to grow your business. Improvements on the development. Strategy. Sales strategy. Sales is one business area where a number of small changes can create substantial improvement. When considering a sales strategy, you should think about individual plans for client retention, client development, and new client acquisition. Sales process is an area where significant efficiencies can be found which will improve conversion ratios. Sales strategies should be managed and controlled with the correct lead and lag measures and appropriate review procedures. A clear and well-structured dashboard will make all the difference. Market potential. When looking at a market strategy, you need to be able to identify potential markets for your products and services. You need to understand your primary business purpose and the alignment of this to market needs. The goal is to identify clear gaps in the market where your differentiators will add value. Take the time to research this thoroughly and create your market penetration strategy. Value proposition. Every business should be continually challenging and seeking ways to improve its product and service offering. Make sure your USPs are constantly refined and improved to keep you ahead of the pack. People strategy. Your people strategy is all about getting your business from here to there, using the people you have in the best way possible. Getting them engaged with your business vision, encouraging their creativity and innovation, developing excellent performance in all your teams, identifying and developing talent throughout the company. Operational strategy. Having a focused and accurate operational strategy can be a great way to carve out cost from a business, improve efficiency, and increase profitability. The techniques of lean manufacture are quite established now, and most manufacturers have had a lean experience from which they have benefited. In an ever-changing environment, it is vitally important to keep the foot on the accelerator and continuously look for operational improvements. Finance and governance. When reviewing your business, there are a number of financial factors that are essential for successful growth of the business. Management should have the correct information available, allowing them to make the right business decisions. Forecasting is essential to ensure day-to-day activities are in line with the overall strategic plan. Marketing strategy. To build an effective marketing strategy, you really need to understand your target customers in depth, developing detailed customer personas and identifying their buying journey. It is important to understand the various points at which customers engage with your brand, its products, services, and its marketing messages, and to optimize each opportunity to maximize conversions and subsequent profitable sales. In addition, setting KPIs and measuring effectiveness will ensure that you select the most efficient marketing channels and deliver the highest ROI. Present a business sales plan. The sales plan developed by each organization will differ depending on various organizations. Following is a generic guidelines as provided by Failitire, 2018. The planning and time you put into developing your sales plan is as important as the final written plan. Work through the 5 steps and you'll have a well thought out, focused plan to drive sales. Each step is important, from looking at past sales performance to evaluating your business against the competition to allocating resources and measuring effectiveness. 1. The past, sales history. 2. The present, market analysis. 3. The competition, competitor analysis. 4. The future, sales and revenue goals. 5. The sales plan, positioning and actions. Source, Failatier, 2018. 1. The past, sales history. Source, Failatier, 2018. 2. The present, market analysis. Source, Failatier, 2018. 3. The competition, competitor analysis. Source, Failatier, 2018. 4. The future, sales and revenue goals. Source, Failatier, 2018. 5. The sales plan, positioning and actions. Source, Failatier, 2018. Hart, 2020, also presented another structure on presenting a sales plan as follows. Mission and background. Team. Target market. Tools, software, and resources. Positioning. Marketing strategy. Prospecting strategy. Action plan. Goals. Budget. Lesson summary. In this lesson you have gained a basic understanding on the developing business models. Then, we have discussed on developing a business model to support a development strategy. Next the lesson discusses about different sales measures and key success factors of the organization as well. Then, discussions have been provided on finance for a development strategy and improvements on the development strategy too. Finally, guidelines on how to present a sales plan has also been provided. Learning outcome 3, practice question. In order to recap this lesson, attempt the following tasks. Select an organization which you are familiar with, in order to attempt the following task. Please make sure that information about the organization is accessible and easily available. Considering the chosen organization, list and identify the components of the sales plan. Identify the mechanisms and tools used to evaluate and monitor the plans developed. End.